welcome back to another video. Today I am discussing or defending Yujiro Hanma. Now, in the circles that I have been a part of or I've talked to about Yujiro Hanma, says that Yujiro Hanma is clearly the bad guy in Baki, and he's clearly a villain in Baki. And I would like to point out, at least in Baki's state and Baki's anime, is that there is not a specific villain in Baki, nor are there technically any villains in Baki. Technically, they're all opponents for Baki to face, climb the ranks until he meets his father. Now, he is on the same level of strength as his father, but he is not as experienced as his father. So Yujiro can always beat Baki, but strength-wise, they're about the same. Experience-wise, not even close, right? On the other end, with it being specifically no villains in Baki, it's not a clear pointed out what is good or evil in at least Baki's eyes. Do you see criminals escape from prison and does atrocious crimes, right? But they all do. They all basically die in the end, sort of. But there's not a set of rules in Baki which is right or wrong. It all stands on the standpoint of martial arts and how they execute it. And there's no wrong way to execute your own martial arts, as martial arts is an extension of your personality. Rather it's dirty tricks, rather it's fighting honorably, rather it's following tradition, as we see in multiple Baki seasons and what they mean to represent to Baki himself as he grows in power. Number two, you see Yujiro mostly do not good things, so mostly do modest things. One, he gives his son and his girlfriend at the time a blessing. Number three, he gives Baki advice on how to fight numerous occasions. Number four, he doesn't even interrupt Baki's Muhammad Ali Jr. fights. He mostly lets Baki fight his own battles without being an overbearing parent. Now, the only other thing you could tell me about Yujiro being a villain is that he kills Baki's mom. That's fair. That's a fair assessment. But there's more heinous things in Baki. Now, I haven't watched Baki all the way back. Of course, there's a original version of Baki, and then there's the newer Netflix versions. I've only seen the Netflix version of Baki and the gruesomeness of that. But if you're an OG watcher of Baki, shout out to you, right? My fault. I'm a little under the weather, so if y'all hearing me like this for the next couple of days, it's because I am under the weather. But other than that, Yujiro doesn't out of necessity go and fight meaningless battles. If he wants to, he can, but he just doesn't go out committing random acts of violence. That's not what he does. He has a plan and he does everything for a reason. Now, he'll go out and fight random creatures because he's bored, but not cause random acts of violence and randomly kill people all the time. So on the basis of that, he is not a villain. He's not someone you could just throw in prison. They throw him in prison sometimes, or at least try to, when Yujiro gets bored, just because Yujiro is a great threat to the humanity. Yujiro, and Baki, and somewhat Jack, not Jack per se, right? To the sanctity of the world. Their conventional weapons do not work on Yujiro. It doesn't work on any of the Hanma family except for Jack. Right? And that's the other thing about him being a villain, even though this is devil's advocate. His abuse or his negligence to Jack. He's imperfect. He's not, what is he? He's imperfect to Hanma blood, so he cannot become a threat to Yujiro or Baki himself just because he's not purely Hanma. Baki's a more better fit, but also that has to do with the partner of the woman. The partner of Yujiro. So I'm not really 100% sure how that works, but I seen a video on it. Other than that, wasn't Baki's mom also crazy? I've read the manga. I think she didn't deserve to be killed the way she did, but she was also very much crazy. So outside of any of that, I don't think Yujiro's a villain. Now, the circles I've been in, the conversation I'm bringing to here, you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is the conversation I've been having about Yujiro possibly being a villain. I don't think he is, just because Baki seems to have no real villains, just opponents in the martial arts world. And I think that's just clearly stated. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.